Hi, I'm Nick, and today I'm doing my speech on why college students, especially student athletes, should be paid for their time. College athletes strenuously train, practice, and play sports every day. Some don't even make it to the pros, but they still tear their bodies to try to get there. So why shouldn't they be paid just like anybody else working a full-time job and doing college? College athletes need to be paid. I find this incredibly relevant because I'm a college student myself and have played sports when I was in high school. I got injured a few times and I dislocated my knee, broke my hand. It's not fun. So I find it incredibly relevant because those players sometimes get hurt and they can't pay for their college because their school will drop them. Of course, I think I'm incredibly credible because I understand the pressure of money and stuff, not having a very rich household, but alone being a student, I think that calls for something. So today in this speech, I will cover why they should be paid, how much they should be paid, and who is advocating for them to get paid. Why should college athletes be paid? Well, they play hard and need to be shown that it's worth it. Athletes are brought to schools because of their athletic abilities, and they're basically used for profit without ever getting an ounce of payment, really. They're called student athletes, but the more correct way to say it would be athlete students. Sports come first to a lot of these guys and gals. Because of this, they spend most of their time training, playing, and working out, and just trying to be better at what they do, and they have a hard time with schoolwork because of this. I found an article from the Junior Scholastic Current Events called "Should Student Athletes Be Paid?" In the article, it says that students also must choose the classes that can work around their schedules. Because of this, they don't always get the classes, education that they want, and of course, absorbing the information could be a lot harder because of that. Some of these athletes do not have full scholarships and must pay for college. This could make it a big gamble for them to try to go pro or even going through college. And also because of the big workloads and everything that's required to be a student athlete. Football and men's basketball are big billion-dollar industries, and the universities and the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletics Association, they make millions of that revenue through merchandise, ticket sales, and food stocking for the stadiums, and from people coming to buy and watch their athletes play. Colleges make billion-dollar deals for sponsorship and pay for state-of-the-art training facilities and arenas. I guess this is the payoff for the students. New equipment to work with to make themselves better. Putting it that way, these student athletes almost seem more like a product than an individual. I found on NBCSports.com that the University of Iowa's head football coach, Kirk Ferentz, great coach, love the guy, was given a new contract at the end of this year that has an annual payment of $4.5 million, which puts him in the top 10 highest paid coaches in the NCAA right now. Another thing about this is that the students also cannot make endorsement deals with companies. That means that they cannot use their name, likeliness, or image to try to gain money. But the colleges can. The next part of the speech will be how these players can receive their benefits. Earlier this year, in October actually, a bill was proposed this year that would have college athletes be accommodated for their service for the schools. or paid for their service. It's currently up for grabs in California. It explains that the market values will be different for each school and the players in the school. But a student may earn up to a salary of $25,000 every year. More important is that the student athletes have an option to use their likeliness to create a brand, and of course with regulation from the NCAA and college athletics, lawyers, and management. And this bill will be, if passed, will be enacted in 2023. The bill would reduce the amount of that the colleges could pay their coaching staff and how much they make people pay for tickets and gross merchandise overall. I found on CNBC.com that about 77% of students said they favor strongly and they favor the policy, and 81% of athletes said the same. These students have been heard, and here are some advocates that agree strongly in favor of students being paid. Many professional athletes and leading political figures have spoken out about the subject and how they should help in bringing it to pass. I found an article from the New York Times that says LeBron James of the Lakers and Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors have both spoken out in agreement of the bill. Of course, LeBron James has spoken out in the past many times about trying to get student athletes paid. I think he brought it up the first time back in 2014, actually, and then earlier this year, Draymond Green jumped along with him. And of course, on the Washington Post, I found that presidential candidate Andrew Yang even spoke to the NCAA about the view of student athletes and pay. And I have a quote here from him. I can't know if you can see it or not. It's, "Everyone knows it's not right. Everyone knows the NCAA's enforcement of its rules is a joke." It's very refreshing to see these type of people speaking out about this. It gives it legitimacy and reason to actually be done. For years, even Governor Bernie Sanders has been an advocate for rightful treatment of student athletes and has even claimed that student athletes are student workers. In conclusion, we've talked about why they need this. I mean, it's hard being a full-time student, but imagine being a full-time student and athlete working 100% of the time. We've explained how this can be done and how much they can be paid. And I've explained who the people are that are talking about this. Student athletes put their bodies and lives on the line every year. There is hardship and struggle. Average people are paid to do what they love. Why shouldn't they?